I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because I don't do live streams that often. But today, I'm here with Rob. Rob, are you doing alright, man?
Yeah.
Alright, sick.
Whoa,
Garrett, we fired Garrett. Garrett's actually, oh, are you gonna say something?
No, why?
Oh, I thought you were gonna roast Garrett. Anyway, so Garrett is currently getting back from a trip in Arizona, correct?
Yes.
And he might crash the Zoom, or the live stream.
I wouldn't say crash while he's in the air.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
He should have landed already. He should be on his way
I'm just
here.
gonna pull this up here. How's everybody's day going? What's up?
You got pulled up there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull up here so I can
You
read.
got lots of people watching already.
I know.
Hi, people.
This is a new thing
I'm
for me, guys.
excited.
So we're gonna take a couple minutes to get properly warmed up, and then we'll answer some of your questions. You guys submitted some questions through our YouTube post as well as our
Yeah.
Patreon post.
Do you want to read them to you?
Yes, that's probably better.
Okay.
Thomas takes over, man. All right.
Did you mute that?
All right. Can I pull up the chat on here, or do I have to exit full screen?
Yep.
Alright, guys.
Okay, so Ryan Hood says, how much footage do you have to get to make a weekly video finished product?
Alright, so it really depends on the video. To be entirely honest, it depends on if the video is like a room tour where he just runs around with his iPhone, or if it's like an actually like properly produced video. It's distracting because like everything happens like 5 seconds after I'm doing it.
There's like a time delay.
Yeah, I was just watching myself move around. Anyway, so it really depends on like the video, the length of the video, what kind of like level of detail we're actually trying to go into. So yeah, so I guess like a good answer to that question would be if it's like an educational video. He's asking how much footage we take, or like how long in general.
Yes.
How much?
How long it takes to answer this question?
All right, Rob.
How much
Yeah,
footage do you need to make a weekly video?
So
let's say the
a more produced one.
yeah, or like a more spotlight.
Okay. So
That's a good one.
yeah, that's good job, Jess. As far as like the more spotlights go, like there's a kind of a good rule of thumb in the videography like filmmaking community. You want to shoot depending on what you're doing and how much of an idea you have of what you're filming.
Shot in my head.
Thanks, Rob. But the more idea you have of what you're filming, like the more you have outlined, just the more you know about like what you're actually doing can get you a million times more efficient. But yeah, a good rule of thumb is that you're gonna end up with probably 3 to 5 times the length of like raw footage as compared to like the final product. But again, there's a lot of things that go into that. It's how many shots you have. If there's like more shots, then you obviously have like a lot more chopping to do. Hey, what's up, Reach Out Reptiles? Was that Garrett or was that you?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
You're
I wouldn't put it past him.
Nah, bro, I'm
Just
just
Yeah,
kidding.
there,
See
though.
that.
That might be less of a talent issue.
So he also asked Ryan Hood, how difficult is it to film retics that keep wanting to move around? This is what we did earlier today.
Yeah, we definitely struggled through a lot of that today, a little bit. Actually, they struggled through a lot of it. I just sit back and hold the camera, but
once you get them to latch on to you, it's
you
pretty
had a
easy.
slight struggle there.
I mean, y'all are in the state community, so you guys understand like what you go through to like just take a picture. It's probably pretty comparable to that. Sometimes it's better if they're moving. You can get some nice like action shots and like glide down their body or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of that in our some of our videos.
Are you still nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous, bro. I'm warming up
Give
to
him
it.
a couple minutes.
It's different, bro.
I
We
just
have,
like the
we have
missile.
31 people
Are
watching
you
right now,
nervous?
No.
which is.
I don't know that I ever get nervous.
nervous.
No, I used to.
Yeah, no. Girl with scales. She said that I'm the opposite trying to film ball pythons. I
just
actually
sit there.
recently. I've never seen a
Oh,
ball
boy.
python in real life before, except
Oh, yeah.
last night I saw it.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I almost called you Garrett. So Rob has a ball python. That was the first ball python. All right, guys, we're getting through it. It was the first ball python I'd ever like actually seen. But yeah, they're kind of just potatoes.
Yeah.
In all respect to the ball python community, I have a very like retic super dwarf, whatever, very hyper specific. That's basically all I know about.
So retics are more exciting.
I mean, in my opinion, yeah.
What are you saying? Say it into the camera.
Now you got me thrown off. All right, let's
Now
move
you
on to the
know
next
how
question.
I feel when
Every
you
time.
shove the camera in my face.
Except people aren't actually watching the camera footage. I can just like cut it out, make you look nice.
Cut it out.
All right, what's our next
How
question?
about there was a few questions from the people Garrett was with. One from Kirsty. What is the average
Oh,
day?
Dawn, if you want to super chat, you didn't see us dance. Go for it, my friend.
What does the average day in the life as a remote reptile YouTube editor look like?
this is exposing me right here. So this is like my only job, like video wise. I do stuff with like weddings and other than that, but other than like video, I don't have like a regular 9-to-5 job that I show up to.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like, man, this is all I do, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's sick.
How's it feel?
It's fun, but
Yeah.
so to expose myself a little bit, like you get to like sleep in super late, you stay up too. It's mostly, I'll answer more
Zero
like video
schedule.
stuff. Exactly. When no one's telling you what time you need to show up somewhere and like.
We actually tell you all the time.
Yeah, he just doesn't listen.
He's just sleeping.
Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, okay, this is some off-camera intervention type stuff.
Did you think I would be different in front of the camera than what I am normally?
I don't know if I had any expectations.
Okay, buddy.
Now you know what I have to deal with, guys.
Me.
Alright, live jobs.
So what's your average day in the life?
Yeah, so that's just to preface. So my schedule is pretty like up in the air and wild. But as far as like what I'm doing to like edit, I get out of bed, make breakfast, and then I'll like chop up a video for a couple hours and
What do you eat
then
for breakfast?
oatmeal. Typically. I heard this man puts jelly on his oatmeal.
Yes. Jelly
I
and
find
honey.
that super not. I wouldn't say weird because I could actually see myself doing it, but
Yeah.
I've just never done it before. It just seems
It's
like
awesome.
it just mixes in. Like I feel like it would mix
Did you
in.
ever get that? What is it?
Sorry guys, this is kind of how this live stream is gonna go.
Yeah. The instant oatmeal I
Talking
grew up
about
on was
jelly.
like in a packet, and you'd like shake it, rip it open, dump it in a bowl, put milk in it, put it in the microwave, and it would have like apple cinnamon or
Yeah,
strawberry.
but they're like in
Yeah.
little chunks.
Yeah. So jam in your oatmeal
Just like
It's
turns
just-
it like it just turns it purple or something.
turns it into delicious.
This guy. Maybe someday. Not anytime in the
bring
near
you some
future.
tomorrow.
Girl with Scales wants to know what settings you use and how you balance different lighting conditions and whatnot, especially when you follow people around a room and the shot is changing.
That's a
good
great question.
Yeah.
So you have to be like hyper vigilant on that. You have to really be paying attention to what your lighting situation is. So for example, when I'm shooting stuff outside, when I'm walking in and we're like readjusting our set, I'm changing my settings. I'll use like a random white object like this, for example. Just the way my camera's like white balance works, I can just like use that to set the white balance. Then when I walk in there, I might set the white balance again. So I don't know like what level of detail you're specifically asking. But if you're asking like camera settings, they adjust constantly. As far as like, you just really want to make sure that you're getting the highest quality shot that you're, for the lighting situation.
Lights are important.
Yeah, so like depending on if we're trying to just film like a behind the scene, that was actually a good observation.
I know.
Lighting is super important. Like even a red camera, I can bring some white balance cards. I mean, bro, if you want to, I won't deny them.
Heck yeah, man. I love white cards.
There's someone, I know you can get some on Amazon. All right, man. Rob's just here to keep things at a fairly 5th grade level. If I start,
I'm upgraded.
Okay, we have another
I
question.
can help back from 5th grade.
Brian, I'm assuming this is Brian Cusco. How much liberty do you have in the editing?
Brian
It's
Cusco, I
also
say.
a good question.
Don't
Yeah.
answer.
First off, Brian Cusco, if you're watching this, if you're seeing this in the future, I'm a big fan of your videos. You have a very high like production. What's the word?
Quality?
Production value.
Value?
And even if you shoot on Canon, I still respect that. But anyway, that's a
Oh, that sounded like a little bit of a.
no, bro. It's cool. His camera's a lot nicer than mine is. Wait, what was his question? The full question?
You done fanboying now.
I
got too
wasn't
excited.
fanboy. No, bro. I just think he does a really. I just think he does a really
How
good
much
job. He cares a
liberty
lot.
do you have in the editing? That's
A
really good
lot, because
question.
really at the end of the day, Garrett's not watching the footage. He doesn't really remember what he says all the time. So what I give him is what he knows. So I mean, it like there's
Really,
certain
though,
situations.
Quite a bit. You
Oh, like, I
edit
pretty
to
much,
the point it's
like,
all-
100%
it's almost
autonomy.
done by the time he sees it.
Yeah, exactly. So Garrett, I think we've worked together about a year and spent a lot of time together. So I think we developed a certain level of trust. I would like to think where I can basically just say, yeah, this is the parts that were boring. If I have any doubts on whether or not I think it's important information, or like if I don't understand, then like obviously I'll leave it in and say, I didn't fully understand the information in this video. What do you think is important? Yada yada yada, and then we move from there. So there's like a lot of autonomy, but we kind of just we bounce it back and forth. So
Wind Serpent says now we need to know what
oh,
you
he's a
shoot
super
on.
chat.
Oh, super chat.
Are we supposed to dance?
Huh? Come on, Rob.
Come on over, Jess.
Wait, do we do a spin?
Listen, no, we
Linda,
have to.
listen.
I think I have to do the first one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of
But
the way.
there's an explanation
Alright,
because
guys.
Ashley.
Here's the explanation.
Do you need backup dancers?
Yes. Yes.
Backup dancers.
Ashley,
All right, you're in the background.
No, we're both backup
You-
dancers.
Oh no. Alright guys, I'm sorry for what's about to happen.
I'm sorry for listening.
I'll be in the back.
You're up
You be-
front.
you be.
You're up front here.
This is
You
for
get
like
the-
this is like a 5-second dance.
This is for Ashley, and she better be watching me.
Alright. Super chat.
What was that? That was like. Was there a fly?
Yes.
Oh my word.
That is what that dance is called, the fly.
The fly.
Where the,
That was for
where the heck is Garrett? Hey, what up, Brian? Did you?
She better be
Did
watching.
you catch the part where I? Yeah, you can go back and watch it.
What was the super chat now?
Natalia Prado says, was RR your first animal-focused videography job? How much of a learning curve was there? What is unique to filming snakes? It's a great question. And thank you for giving $5. We do appreciate it. I don't think Garrett ever thanks his people. Need to get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where the hell is Garrett? Yeah, you know where Garrett is. You were just with him, weren't you?
Is it Cusco that
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We lost Garrett.
Got fired. Couldn't keep the standards up around here.
Yeah.
So Rob's our new CEO. Jess is our
I think
CFO.
Jess should be the CEO.
Yeah. All right. We'll have a board meeting
My
later.
title has, yeah.
Ashley
Anyway.
said that was not enough. We never discussed length of time, Ashley.
All right, Ashley. If you'd like to donate a larger sum of money, then there's another one. Okay.
you.
Well, let's
So-
answer Natalia's.
so
let's
we
answer
ha-
Natalia's
Yeah,
question. quick,
answer
and then we'll dance.
Natalia first.
So it was my first animal-focused videography job. Right about that time, I was kind of transitioning from going, like, just hobby making video and then shooting some weddings to actually like doing a gig where I have to like fly out and shoot for a week, and then we're editing a whole lot of videos.
It's a nice gig.
Yeah, it's not bad. Gonna hang out with this guy.
It's not bad.
I mean, I can't complain.
You could.
All right, Rob.
Let's get close.
Okay, I do have to dance this one. And then what is unique to filming sex on? There was a decent bit of a learning curve, Natalia, as far as like we're doing like a lot longer videos. My normal style when I started was making like 30 seconds to a minute long videos on Instagram, and so it was just like very like free flowing, creative, kind of just like edit to some music, go out and shoot some stuff. So it wasn't focused. And then going to reach our reptiles, we had to like we're making videos that are like 5 to 15 minutes in length, so you have to think a lot more about like how people's attention span works, how to not be boring, like what kind of shots you're going to use while people are talking. So there was quite a bit of a learning curve. All right, do you have to dance?
Yeah, you gotta
You have to dance.
All right. Oh, I'm by myself in this one?
Yeah.
Super chat, boys. Let's go. Thank you, Manny. I'm going to butcher your last name, Varela, for the $4.99, man. We appreciate it.
He wants to see his.
And what is this one?
This is Manny's. That's what he's asking.
What kind of snake is it, though? For the people.
It's a retic.
Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome. I'm pretty good.
All right, Manny, here's your boy. He looks like he's in a very good condition. Is this a boy or a girl?
That's a boy.
Okay. Here you go. I don't know anything about snakes, guys, so if anybody asks me a snake question, yeah, it's a double head snout, guys. Wild type, obviously. Hold on, what was that?
Super chat.
Super chat.
Daron, what is Thomas's favorite snake at Reach Out Reptiles? Can we sneeze snake pulling technique?
What is he?
What is a snake pulling technique? What would he be referring to there? What's up, Reptile Revival?
Eli wants to do the dance.
Alright, Eli, let's see.
Let's do the dance.
Here, you can take that.
You gotta yell super chat.
Yo, did you just pee?
Ready?
It's been soaking.
Oh yeah!
Hey, let's go.
What is your favorite snake?
My favorite
That's
snake.
my favorite super chat, by the way, right there.
Alright, so like if we're going favorite specific snake, that's really hard because I don't know him that well.
Yeah.
That's like Garrett will just like look into a tub and be like, oh my
What are
gosh,
the
Thomas,
ones
this
that you
snake's insane.
filmed, maybe?
Oh, as far as that, no.
Let him pick his own.
No, okay, so my favorite snake that I can like actually remember, I mean,
Told me
hey,
to.
Natalia says amazing, best dance ever. Lots of mind-blown emojis. That's for you, man.
Good
It's all
job.
you, buddy.
As far as snakes that I can remember, the Reach Dreams. So what was it?
He wants
what
to
is,
see your snake pulling technique too. I missed that part. So you
What's a
have to
snake
go
pulling
get
technique?
your-
Just getting a
You
snake.
have to go
Snake
get your favorite snake.
Daron, listen, man, you're gonna have to donate a couple more dollars than that in order for me to pull a snake.
Come on. Go get your
gotta-
favorite snake.
Oh, this is torture. I'm just...
You wanted a big one, though, right?
Yeah, Rob.
One
can
of
I
the
just,
biggest.
Like, can we do the thing where like Rob puts his hands here? I'm like, hey guys, snake pulling technique. All right, I'm not gonna pull the snake.
You're gonna pull the snake.
No. Wait, hold on. Say it again.
You're gonna pull the snake. You're gonna pull it.
All right, guys. So I don't really know where the snake's at.
You should probably use this.
There's another super chat.
Who is it?
That's Chris Gear. He says pull a snake.
Listen, guys. I got bit by.
That's not happy.
How many
Pick
people
one
are
of the
watching right now? How many people
babies.
are watching right now?
Only 49.
So 49 people are about to hear me say that I got bit by a corn snake. That was my first snake bite. It was a baby corn snake. It was about that long. It bit me right there, and I was at that moment I kind of decided I'm not super interested in getting bit by a snake again.
Why
It took
aren't
a
you
couple
picking one of the
minutes.
tiny babies then?
Because you were crying at first.
You weren't even there, bro.
Oh, I know. This is the girl we just had out.
No, the Kalatoa. That's like
This is the Madu.
I know. I'm
She's
pulling.
super chill.
Oh, wait, is she actually?
Yeah.
Alright, then. You're about to see my snake pulling technique. Wait, Rob just pulled some crap on me
Wait.
before.
No, don't pull with your hand.
I'm not pulling my hand,
Yeah.
bro. Dude, I can't trust this dude.
Don't pull it with your hand. Pull it with a hook. There you go.
I'm sorry, guys. You didn't pay money to see this level of content.
Okay, now touch it.
They actually literally paid money.
They did.
I know, but yeah, see,
Okay,
she didn't.
now
She's
she's
not
back.
interested.
You can pull it out.
That was clearly a sign that she isn't.
Oh,
interested.
you got another super chat.
Yeah.
It says Rob let him play with the ASF
Can I just
first.
pull it out with this? Is it bad if I pull it out with the hook?
Yeah.
No, here,
You
Rob.
shouldn't ever listen to Rob. Whatever
you
Rob
shouldn't
says, it's
All
probably.
right, guys, this is my snake pulling technique.
Yeah, she's good. Just reach in, man. She's cool. Yeah, now you're just making her mad.
Hey, guys.
That was good, man. You
This
did
is
good.
formal.
You did good.
Formal resignation notice.
His,
I didn't sign up for this.
his technique
Here,
is
just kinda
here,
like
Rob.
pull it
Yeah, look,
back into the
I
cage.
pulled him out of the cage, guys. There's my snake pulling technique. My snake pulling technique is
Involves Rob.
piss the snake off, and then ask,
I don't
and
know if
then,
you can say
and
that.
then ask Rob to fix it.
Rob, can you please fix my
All right,
snake?
no, can you get the forge
Open it.
fanning snake out?
Yeah.
All right, so this one's
his
cool
real
because
favorite
I mean
now?
it's special to Garrett, obviously, and it's just a cool snake, and just filming it was like, oh, this snake has so much like emotional attachment to it.
This is not how you pull snakes.
All right, guys.
This is how Rob pulls snakes.
What was it like filming it?
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's just fun to film when there's like a
Just
lot
don't
more.
let them go to your face.
All right, Rob.
If you get bit in the arm, you're fine. Just don't go to the face.
All right, guys. Oh, there you go, man. Anyway, so this is, I don't know. If I had a favorite snake, it'd definitely be this one.
This is definitely a nice snake.
It's wild cut, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a wild caught Kalatoa male. And he's just beautiful, if you ask me.
Duran says
Oh,
learning
that's
how not to do something is just as important.
Thanks, Daron.
That is true.
I feel like you have to learn
That's
how to...
why we keep Rob
like-
around.
But I feel like learning the right way to do something is a lot shorter than learning the wrong way to do something.
You only get bit once, and then you remember.
That's true. I don't think that's true, actually. All right, let's go back.
How many times
Alright,
you
guys,
get bit today?
Sorry for the lower quality of content this week. If you're just tuning in, Garrett is out. He may be showing up later. Don't hold out on that.
If you read the title, you knew what you were in for.
Yeah, Thomas takes over. Or
Yeah.
what is it? What is it like to produce videos for a snake breeder? All right. Fred, let him play with that. What is the ASF first? What does that mean?
I don't know.
My ignorance is showing.
Rob.
Let
What?
him play with that. Do you know what that means?
AS,
Yeah.
African sufferers.
Oh, you have. Oh.
Listen, guys. Rob, pull
You
out a
want
bitey
to
baby
get
and
that
hold
scent
on to the next.
on you.
This
Okay,
is a
Legacy
$20
Retics.
super chat from Legacy
Super
Retics.
chat.
I'm leaving.
No.
Oh. I try to get everybody to do that. Nobody wants to.
Super chat. All right, thank you,
So much
Legacy
denial,
Retics for the
Rob.
$20.
Huh?
Rob,
So
Rob,
much
this
denial.
is turning into a game of like, it's like truth or dare.
It is true. Rob, pull out a
But no
bitey
cop-outs.
baby and hold it for the next 5 minutes.
Who said that?
I know which one. It doesn't. Does it have to be a baby?
Yeah, it says a baby, bitey baby.
You know I don't like the babies.
But I know
Who
a
said
bitey one.
Legacy Retics.
Legacy Retics.
So,
Look at
Thank
a baby.
you.
all right, I'm gonna go
Hold
through
it.
some of these. I'm gonna read some of your chats.
You gonna hold it for 5 minutes?
See
You
what
want,
you guys
do
were
you want
saying.
another question?
Well, here, let me just.
Joel
start this thing.
says, were you more of a reptile enthusiast or a video editor when you came on at Reach Out Reptiles? What interests you the most about reptiles?
So I was, okay, I would call myself a casual, like I had a friend that bred retics. I don't know if you guys know Aaron Metcalf from Metcalf Reptiles.
I'm just going.
I'm not holding this.
Sorry, here, man. What were you saying, Thomas?
Rob, everybody. Hey, the man, the myth, the legend.
Lock the door.
Come on, buddy.
Dude, how's it
How you
going,
doing?
man?
All right,
We're
live.
gonna lock the door, lady.
Lock the door.
Stand by to help
All
him
right,
out.
guys. Garrett has
Make
crashed
sure the
the
little
party.
guy did okay on his own.
Oh,
wanna
okay.
get him bit by a
Little
snake
guy.
or
Hey,
anything.
Garrett's like 5'4" and I'm 6 foot, guys. So just remember who he's calling little guy.
I think my 5 minutes is up. Thank you.
You're like, no, the brother's like 45 seconds.
I saw your super chat dance, Elijah. That was probably the most legitimate super chat dance we've ever had on the channel.
Who is a dancer that came in the chat and said they would teach you how to
Jess?
dance?
That
Somebody
was
said
Jess.
Okay. Somebody said they would teach Garrett how to properly dance.
How's it going?
Hey,
Elijah
Tom,
can teach him how to dance.
Did you
go
guys-
ahead and take over for a second. Let me show you something.
Yeah, I was
All
gonna
right,
say,
guys.
well, did they get? Is it?
Oh, what was the other
Did you-
guy's
They haven't
question?
seen it yet.
He
either?
said,
All right, you answer another question, and
Yeah.
then you can bring them to see after. I want to see first.
I saw it before you did.
I know.
I know I saw it before you did. This was a competition, which it's not. obviously.
Okay. Which one? Joel said, were you more of a reptile enthusiast or video
Okay,
editor
so-
when you came on? And what interests you the
Definitely
most?
more of a video editor because honestly, I'll give you guys like the brief overview of how I actually met Garrett because I think someone even asked
Someone
that.
asked that also, yeah.
So I'll answer 2 questions in one. So if you guys are familiar with Metcalf Reptiles, Aaron Metcalf, he's actually a childhood friend of mine. I'm his roommate back in Nebraska. And so he and Aaron met up through business stuff, and then so I was hanging out at Aaron's parents' house while he was staying there, and then I just got to know him. Said, hey, I need a guy who makes videos, and I was like, well, I make videos. So this is a super short version. This trip is actually like a year, almost exactly since I first came out. So it's pretty cool to see like how far we've come and like all the content we've been able to make. And yeah, I'm excited for what we're doing. And then what was the other part of the first question?
What interests you the most about reptiles?
These are awesome.
I think so. I have like basically the same perspective as like somebody that knows nothing about snakes, like some Joe Schmo off the street that has never touched a snake in his life. But then like going into it and actually like seeing how much like a depth of knowledge that people have and like how much work there is with morphs and like just all the different like genetics and the capabilities and all the, especially like with Garrett because of how focused he is on like preserving bloodlines and like really focusing on like the deeper parts of it and like really taking care to make sure that what he's doing is like the right thing and really beneficial.
Shh, we're
Guys,
trying
I'm trying to
do
say
a
nice
live
things about you,
stream.
man.
I don't believe
Listen, you can go back and watch it.
Okay, so Brian Cusko again, what do you find to be the biggest challenge in editing someone else's content?
Alright, so the biggest challenge with editing someone else's content is really just taking what's in his brain and going into my brain because I have the perspective of a video editor and a videographer and on that side and basically no understanding of snakes. And Garrett, I mean, he has like a good understanding of video just because he spent so long making his own videos. So like that definitely helps trying to like figure out what the other person is saying and like understanding like what the information is. Probably the biggest challenge beyond that is just trying to like I have to learn the information for myself because when I'm trying to make a video that's like efficiently explaining this complicated line or just it's like a lesson or something, you know, one of our like more spotlights or locality spotlight, and we're trying to communicate all this detailed information in a way that you guys actually learn is difficult because I first have to understand the information in order to like shoot in a way that's going to help you guys. That's kind of the roundabout answer of like what is probably the hardest things to do with making videos here. Probably and traveling, like having to fly out and then edit remotely and just that distance makes it like a little bit more difficult to have a quick turnaround time on like changes or like having to communicate what kind of videos we're doing. So
Garrett asked this question. What's the hardest
Oh, here we
thing
go,
about
Garrett.
working for Garrett?
Garrett asked this question. This is a loaded question, Garrett.
He's
Yeah, see?
too distracted by
Alright.
new babies.
Yeah, if you can hear his excitement, he sounds pretty excited. So just to hype it up, you guys might see it in a few minutes. Biggest challenge of working for
If they want
Garrett.
to, does anybody want to see new babies?
Here, I'll answer this question and then we'll show him. Okay, biggest challenge for working for Garrett. I don't have to tread lightly because Garrett doesn't care about basically anything that I say about him. But I want to make sure I'm like doing him the proper justice. Okay, so honestly, like when filming him, one of his biggest strengths, and this is more of like a filming thing, his biggest strength is being able to like ramble and like talk about what he knows and just like keep going. So a lot of those videos we're shooting are just one take or two takes or whatever. We're filming for like 20 or 45 minutes straight. And the hardest thing, or like specifically Garrett, because he's so good at talking, we don't have like a proper idea. I have to like learn the information after we shoot the video. And so his biggest strength is like one of our bigger weaknesses in video. If that makes sense. I don't know if that answers that question thoroughly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you're doing it backwards.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think
He does more in the moment.
he does it in
and
the
you
moment,
to
like
plan
moving
things
forwards.
out.
And
Yeah.
what helps me, especially, is like video is a lot of like thinking about how you want to set up a situation. My biggest area of strength is like when we can set something up really nicely and then execute on that and be able to have a really high quality product. And when we have somebody who's really good at talking and too good at talking, it definitely makes it a little bit challenging to like figure out what the next steps are, what kind of B-roll we need to shoot, like the nitty-gritty stuff. Better than Animal Planet, Elliot Perez. Love the show, Garrett. All right, well, we'll pass
You
it on
guys
to
want to
him.
go see what babies they're looking at?
Yeah, I can get the camera. All right, you guys ready?
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Thomas is back in his
We have the
element
camera.
behind the
Hey, man,
camera.
you're running the show, so
All right, guys.
if you're ready.
I don't know what they're. We can pop this light over here a little bit more.
He can't help himself. He just grabs cameras and
I'm
starts
just gonna
talking.
put that
Nice.
right there.
Once a videographer, always a
Jeez.
videographer.
All right, Rob, what do we have here?
So the mum was a gas bar line, 50% Jamp, Sunfire Platinum Hoss head anery.
This is just a platinum.
And dad was a pure Kayuadi male.
That was like OG Doc Murdoch line.
Yeah, some serious good bloodline there.
So he's got that inky black and everything. So we wanted to put the
Inky
Jamp
black.
and Kayuadi together. Yeah, look at the sunfire on this thing. Holy cow. You can see the pattern?
Just unreal.
Look at that.
That's not like any
That
Sunfire
is
I've ever seen.
crazy.
And they're all kind of
These are like ridiculously colorful. All right, let's see a sun.
Sunfire.
Oh, sorry.
Oops, let's see a. They're almost hard to tell because like this one right here. Is this a sun platy? Has to
No,
be.
that's just a plat. No, yeah, I think it is a Sunfire.
It's missing the neck pattern.
Okay, we got a
This is
super
something.
chat from Morph Mixology.
What's up,
Hold on,
Jason?
wait.
Look at
Garrett, I'll
those.
take that one. That one right there. No, not that one. That one right. Oh,
No,
okay.
not that one. No, this
No,
one.
that
No, that.
one.
All right, so check it out, guys. This is a sunfire, but look at the Kayuadi pattern on it. Like you can see the thick, bold black and those zigzag lines. It plays perfectly
This one.
into the sunfires and the platinums.
Is it this one?
No, it was lighter.
These are all crazy. The normals don't look like normals. Is this a normal?
Yeah.
Jeez, look, you guys, that's a normal.
I never would have thought the Kayuadi would have had that much of an influence.
Oh,
But
come
I'm
on.
super happy with
You
it.
wouldn't have thought that? Kayuadi and these are 75%. Their dad is a F1 pure Kayuadi off the OG Doc Murdoch stuff. And mom was, how big is mom over there? She's probably
Mom's
11 feet.
11, yeah, 10, 11.
So this is her first clutch. She might get a little bit bigger than that, but bred to pure Kayuadi male. Look at that. Just the normal. You know what? It's almost more exciting to see the normals because you can
Yeah.
see what the bloodline is doing. And then when you see them go into the morphs, like look at the patterning of that thing. That's a sunfire right there. But it's so Kayuadi looking. You know? Hi, little one. They're super chill too. Have you noticed? They're like not defensive at all. Normally you'd be going.
No biting, no nothing.
Yep. All right. Let's see a platinum then.
Should grab the picture of Ashley holding him.
That's it.
This is
My
this is a platinum. I do have that. I can show.
Yeah,
This might be a sun platinum. No, I think this is just a platinum. I
that's just a
think.
platinum.
Jiminy Christmas.
No, that's a sun.
You think it's a sun
I think
platinum?
it's a sun based on the
I'll have to wait.
clear. Once
Let's
it
see.
sheds. Yeah, and these guys are all in their eggs.
So show me a regular platinum then, if that's a sunfire platinum.
So that's a regular. That's a regular platinum.
Okay. This one's jumping
got
up
the-
on me. Yeah, this one's a regular platy. Oh, it's got
black on
that
it.
cool fishnet thing going on. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Ooh, that's on film too. You know that.
And then me saying you're right.
Yeah. No, you're right. I know.
Hey man,
When you're right, you're right.
when you're right, you're right. And I didn't even get to see these yet. These
Yeah,
are
you're right.
sick. Look at the sun platy. Holy moly, that's the one you
That's
like.
the one just like yeah.
You like the sun platies
all I
too.
want, yeah.
But look at you can still see the Kayuadi coming through. Look at that. Oh, a solid stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really bold too. Like,
Right.
look how much black that has for a platinum. Normally platinums have almost no black left. So
Yeah.
this really just dumps
Sick
color
of
on
them.
them. Those are awesome. All right,
one's this? This
shoot
one?
us a little like on the video if you think these are good looking babies Rob made over here. Look at this thing. This is another just normal. Oh my gosh, you guys. These are like these are like collector level snakes. Just the normals.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
75% super dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, look at that thing.
I gotta check this little one out.
I love it. So yeah, so the locality provides like the base for the morphs to really express themselves.
Have you
Yeah, this
ever
is a platy. Look at
Played
that.
with this many snakes and not got bit?
Jeez. No, they're not even trying.
No. They're
All right,
just
and then we have another clutch, right?
yeah.
Has Ashley ever played with that many snakes?
So Jessica, did you do your?
I did my dance. I didn't explain it though.
Do you want to explain to us what happened?
Totally worth it.
Beautiful. It's
Tell
totally
them
worth it.
how much Ashley doesn't like to hold the snakes.
Well, I didn't know she didn't like to hold the snakes.
The last thing
I may
in
have
the
never
world.
asked.
She's only been married.
Might
So-
be how you know.
11 years.
A giant part of.
She's vocal. She would tell me if she. So you made her hold this big pile of
She didn't
wet
want to do it.
snakes.
said it was
Look at
work.
Jess laughing her
Because she
butt
was
off in the
freaking
background.
Little Patreon plug.
Well, yeah,
We'll
she
have
looks
a-
like she's like Ashley likes to
We
say,
have all the
"Oh, I just
footage.
threw up in my mouth," and I think that's what happened.
So I
right
actually
there.
filmed all this, and we'll be popping that on Patreon sometime in the
Really?
future.
That's cool. That might have to make a mainstream one. That's too good.
I don't know if your wife. That you run with that one by your wife.
She put them down and she's like, that was worse than I thought it was going to be.
That's funny.
It was awesome.
That's very cool. So the trade was you would do
Trade,
a
I
super
told her
chat
if she
on
held
camera.
that
She,
pile of snakes that,
so you did a
do a
good
dance.
super chat dance for her
I mean,
because
Good.
she was driving and texting on YouTube on the way home because I just got home from the airport. Which, by the way, if Brian
she
Cusko
said
is
it
watching,
wasn't good enough.
I like just dropped him off at the airport and then came home and now he's on the thing watching.
That's awesome.
I'm kind of tired, but yeah, she was like, "What? That was not long enough."
We never discussed time.
Hey, more dollars, more dancing
I
minutes.
actually
Hold
never
on.
promised that I would do it on the live. I just said I would do a super chat.
So now these ones I had a little bit of a sneak peek because they were just pipping
Yeah.
whenever I left, but they were all like totally in the eggs. So this is pretty exciting too. You guys got to see how those babies aren't big by any means, but pure Karompas. Second clutch of the year. Look how different the pattern is from the Kayuadi influence. Just like super chaotic and crazy. A million saddles. You know what I mean? Dripping down the sides. And they're not like the most colorful, but you can definitely see like the the orangey brown tint on this. And then we got one of these, Thomas. Did you see this already?
I think I handled it. I'm not sure. Ooh.
Look at this, guys. There it is. Anery, pure Karompa. Look, can
That's
you
nice.
guys see the difference? See the silver phase here
This camera doesn't do it justice.
and the gold phase there? Which honestly, I think we should have because this is a naturally occurring morph, that would have been cooler to call it than Anery in the beginning. I guess you got to please the morph lovers, but look at that thing.
Straight silver.
Yeah.
Hey, good to have you back. I'm leaving though.
Alright, man, good job. That was awesome.
brother.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for sticking around and helping out. Look how clean. Look how like thin and clean that is. That is sick.
Those look nice.
Yeah. So we got 6 out of this little clutch. This is tiny little clutches, and I think we're gonna have to give Mama this clutch the next year off because like half the clutch went bad. So she's just too fat. You know, you always hear people be like, "There's no such thing as too fat with retics." Yes, there is, and they don't make good breeders when they're too fat. So we'll probably give her a year off, let her relax and stuff. But that's pretty sick. Always mom's health over, making enough Karompas to sell. Truth of the matter is they're just not going to be a very, like available animal for a while because we got to get all the babies and grow them up.
Did you hear my answer to what's it like to work for Garrett?
No, I didn't.
Actually-
I'll go back and watch it later.
Okay, well, I basically said your biggest strength talking is also sometimes the video's weakness. Because I just have to go through it all and then remember what you said and figure it out. It's not a bad thing, man. I'd rather have you than
Trying to
someone
give you a lot to work
who's
with.
not comfortable.
He's back! What's this?
Oh, wait, this
Thomas
one's
is back.
Oh, okay.
Don't get them mixed up.
No, I won't. Yeah, so here's
which one's-
Thomas's.
which
Oh,
one's-
my
Here's
word.
Thomas's. Mine's a lot more professional.
Way more professional.
That looks
my
like
bag.
something Garrison would be rolling down the airport with.
Yeah, I'm sure. He'll
Really?
he can fight me for it. So. All right, buddy. Don't let me cut in. You're doing great.
Yeah, we don't let him cut in around here.
What else you guys got for
What's
Thomas?
you can sit
Well,
here.
Anna
You wanna
asked
see
a
next
question, and I might have been for
Was
you.
it a super chat dance
Oh,
so
that
we
was,
can watch him do that?
No,
That was
it
a
was
long one.
Thank
about
you,
the
her panel
cage
forums.
thing.
Not that one right there. Whatever you say, Jason, you'll have to figure that out. Yes, those were normals. Those were crazy. Those are super sweet too. They were like really cute.
Oh yeah, no. He was saying that earlier. He was like, this is crazy. Like I'm holding all these snakes and they're not biting me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, I mean, like not in a bad way or whatever, but normally baby snakes aren't that confident.
yeah.
They're just scared.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're like that right out of the egg, that's sick.
So Joel said, how long does it take you to edit the average video, and how do you sort through all the film clips that Garrett sends you?
Okay, so there's like a detailed answer to this, but I'll give you kind of the middle range.
Yeah.
So as far as like how long it takes to edit, that really, again, someone asked earlier how much footage do we have per video. At the end of the day, it really comes down to like the complexity of the video, how many mistakes we made as far as like misspeaking, or if they went on a tangent for whatever reason. So as far as like editing, it can vary from like 5 hours to 25 hours. That's like the very far end, where we're kind of tweaking, like fine-tune things. Also depends on how careful we are with the information. If we're wanting to make sure the information is like on point and we're not making any mistakes or misrepresenting something, then we have a lot more like drafts going back and forth as far as making sure that we're like our thoughts are coming out as we mean them. Do you agree with that?
I wasn't paying attention.
No, come on, man. You're my wingman here, man.
We do have like a lot of totally different kinds of videos.
Yeah.
So some of them
100%.
are almost no editing.
Yeah.
Just like, here we are, we're doing
for
this,
sure.
here it goes, oh, we pulled eggs, whoa, and you're
Mhm.
maybe cutting back and forth or adding a little bit of
Yeah.
text to
Well,
it
for
to
example,
explain.
you've seen like the shop tour videos. Generally, those are the easiest to edit because it's just Garrett generally like running around with an iPhone and then filming things and being excited about stuff. So that has like its own energy. We don't need to like worry about its tension as much because everything's changing all the time. So that's an example of like something that doesn't take all that long to edit because it's just chopping up mistakes or what have you. But yeah, the longer stuff would be like locality spotlights because we really want to focus on those because there's only a limited amount of localities and morph spotlights and stuff like that. And was there a second part to that question?
I don't know, how long does it take you to sort through the clips?
That's how was the podcast. How was the podcast, Garrett?
Podcast was
You guys
good.
did it outside or
It was
something?
probably
right?
one of our better ones. We did it. So the whole reason why I was in Phoenix, guys, is because they're opening like a reptile specialty shop,
You
which
sound
is
like you've been talking too much.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, Thomas is asking me questions and making me work overtime now. Literally just got off the plane. But anyways, it was really good. If you guys don't listen to the Searchable as Reptiles one, it's meant to be like a completely off-topic podcast.
Mhm.
But the guys at C&B Reptiles that are opening the shop wanted to use that as an announcement platform for
okay.
what's coming. So that should be really cool. But our goal for this one, we didn't actually have like a guest. We had them come on and kind of explain what they're doing with the shop.
Okay.
But it was just me and Brian like ranting into the night.
Just a boys podcast.
Yeah, Brian's always like, oh, these podcasts are never about what I want them to be about. And I was like, well, you always told me you want them to be about nothing. And he's like, yeah, and you always make it about something.
Oh, that's
So we had a really good, legitimate podcast about nothing that was somehow still compelling. So
I mean, bro,
He said
you
it
might
was
have to
his
switch up
favorite.
the format. You might have to switch it up a little bit.
he said it was his favorite one yet.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think I've listened to like one episode of your podcast. I need to be doing my homework.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kirsty asked, you answered the first part of her question before, how do you guys find each other? But she also said, why on earth did you think it was a good idea to start working for Garrett?
Oh.
I'm also
Well,
trying to figure this out.
Let's just, if I had to describe Garrett's personality in a couple words, I'd say first he's a salesman.
Always.
First he's a salesman. Second,
That's
I
what
think
Brian gets mad
he's a
about.
good business owner. He's not running like a crack house out here. You know,
Whoa, this is a live video.
I'm saying like you roll up here and you're not like, this guy's questionable. Like he's has things in like a very professional setup. Everything's like very specific. Everything's intentional, and so that generally
Crappy
like
chic.
Yeah. Is that what you described it? Crappy chic is kind of your visual aesthetic.
Purposely not that good, except for the snakes.
But somehow you have to work harder for it than you would have to work for something that's clean.
Sometimes. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's how I describe Garrett as far as like, just you know, he sold me on the idea, and I was like, you know what, it's an opportunity to do something way different, and we've been going on it about a year this week.
I know.
It's crazy. It's a long time.
Employee reviews are coming up.
Duran says Retics are correct for most of us.
Yeah. I saw someone asked if there was protection for the snakes in the wild. There are CITES 2 listed, which gives them some protection or whatever, but as far as being collected for the pet trade, no, there's not really any protection. So some of the islands deal with that. Other islands deal with habitat loss. So especially the smaller ones, like the two I'm most concerned about are Karompas and Madus. There was a lot of adult Karompas pulled from the wild over the last 2 years.
Is there an estimate on how many are left?
No, they never knew how many there were. You know, what's funny is I tried to get some of the Karompas and stuff in with zoo programs, and they didn't understand the significance because they're like not really scientifically described yet. You know, so they get whatever protection any normal retic would get.
Yeah.
So, which is bad because if there's so few of them and they are so unique, by the time we discover that they're their own subspecies or species or whatever, they'll
figure it out and say,
they'll be gone.
that's
So.
unfortunate.
And then Madu has almost no natural habitat left, so we don't know the effect of that on them either.
You said that was the place where they like plant coconut fields and stuff, right?
Yeah, apparently for the villagers to make a living. So we just got the first clutch of Madus this year.
You know, he's
I'll have to
asking
show you
for a
those.
cow update. He asks
cow
that every
update.
time.
Oh yeah, he's begging for it. He put it in all caps, and he said please.
Say please.
Listen, man. Sometimes you have to super chat to get Garrett's attention.
Apparently not Jessica's.
You're lucky we
She's
caught
gonna
this
make it
time.
happen. Garrett, how far is your reach?
Like,
I
don't know. It's
I
about
can reach out. But yeah.
shorter than mine, if you're wondering. I'm sorry.
Whatever, little guy.
Okay. Anyways, you know, this isn't a competition.
No, we
No
did
word
those
for 'em.
already.
You'd
We'll
be
just
able
say
to
this
go back
again.
and watch these lives and count the spots.
On the cow every
Watch
time.
the
She looks like
girl.
she's going into
yo,
shed. She's all
I haven't
pink.
seen this since
Yeah.
we did this.
Is she going
video
into
with
shed
it.
or coming out of shed?
I think she just did.
Did she
the
just
last
shed?
time we looked at her, she was in.
She does have a lot more
This is
spots.
insane.
Yeah.
Here, Thomas, you want to capture some of those spots? They got a little
This is
bigger,
Mario.
darker. This is the girl. This is a absolute trophy,
Whoa.
like showpiece animal for sure. She's turned out really nice. Look at these ones. They're way bigger, way
Yeah.
darker.
Literally, the last time I
Cool.
saw this, it had like 2 spots.
Well, her
And no
head
yellow.
spot is getting really. Yeah, you're right. Her head spot's getting really big. Wouldn't it be cool if she ended up with like a mask type of a look or something? So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and it, you know, it's funny. Every time she sheds, the spots that were there get bigger, and then you get a
You get
whole
new
bunch of new
ones.
ones. Yeah. So she's got like little flecks like this. See how tiny these are? These didn't exist when I left to Phoenix. But these little teeny tiny flecks are all gonna come out. So she needs to go through a couple more sheds.
Crazy.
Cool. I like it. Oh. Next question for Thomas.
Yup.
I think that was the last one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you have any questions,
other
we can
one was
answer.
the-
I'll be reading the chat a little bit.
Yeah, the other one was for Anna, so I don't know if she
Oh yeah.
meant that for Garrett because it's about caging.
I don't think I
But
can.
I'll-
Having read
I
the
will-
question, I don't think I
I
can.
will ask it,
responsibly
and you can give your best answer, Thomas.
Oh boy.
If you could pick any pre-made cage or rack for your reptiles, what would you pick? Assume you are updating the housing for your current collection, cages only. However, all eggs hatched, all quarantine
This is a
periods
scary
completed,
question.
and all animals that are up for sale have been sold.
So basically, you're asking
would you do
if
with
I
all
was
of
a
Garrett's
reptile owner
animals?
with no experience who decided he wanted to breed retics. I'd probably accidentally kill all the snakes. Is what would happen. Would you like to give your professional opinion on?
What's the
I can-
short version? If you're
If you-
going cages and
If you could make any cage or rack, what would you make and how?
I would just upsize everything from whatever the industry standard is. I think it would be really cool to have like a cage, like instead of doing the little squat ones so you can stack them all up. I think it would be really neat if you had cages that were more like the displays or something like that, where they had, you know, so maybe something that if it's a 4 foot wide cage, instead of being 12 inches tall, maybe it's 4 feet tall.
More for the
So it's
animal.
like a 4 by 4.
Efficiency.
Yeah, the animal's gonna enjoy it more. The one thing that I'm really wanting to give the animals as much as I can in the future, we did the shelves, which I don't know why that wasn't like a bigger thing already, but putting big spacious shelves in the cage so they have lots of usable horizontal space. But one thing I want to do is put more vertical climbing stuff. So it'd be cool to have a shelf way up towards the top of a 4 foot tall cage with a big vertical pipe or rope or something like that that they have to.
Blake's room. If you guys haven't seen our tour,
do you remember when they were cleaning or when they were climbing?
Yes. Those shots were
the
insane.
way they grab and they just they have to.
They look so
Yeah, it
cool.
was very
Yeah,
cool.
so much more coordination, and it would be more enjoyable as a keeper.
So basically, taking those elements that Blake has put into a room and then being able to fit those into
So
it.
I would just take the industry standard cage and make it as tall as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even if you were still gonna stack them, if you had an 8 foot tall room, just put 2 cages and stack 4 foot tall each. I think that would be really cool. And then the smaller the snake, the smaller the cage can be, but or the more room you can give a little snake. So I think that'd be cool. I saw
Here's
Brian
another
was
question
talking about Reptile Revival.
That's for
Ryan.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for your work, Thomas, and too many questions for a live stream. But what is your main camera and what editing software do you use?
That's Brian Farley.
Yeah, I remember. He actually, he was on the phone with you and he said some really nice things. Thank you so much, Brian. It means a lot. Aaron has said hi things of you, for some off-camera reference. But yeah, I can answer your question. So this is my main setup right now.
Drew says I like to name snakes after potential buyers.
Oh, and then I saw Natalie.
Natalia says
Sorry,
that
not Natalie.
asked if you have named any snakes.
I
think we
There's
didn't-
3 of them named Drew.
Well, we didn't name snakes last week, so I think it is
One of them's named
appropriate
Tom,
that
and I didn't
Thomas
name it, right?
should name a snake.
Oh man, you
We
get
name
the
them
permanently
every
big
week
names for
alive.
my snakes.
But I don't think it goes through your policy on naming snakes.
That's okay. I'll pick the snakes. You pick the names.
All
Don't worry
right.
about that.
All right.
Anyway,
We'll make it happen.
What's
So this
your
is my
local
main
thing?
setup. This is a Fujifilm X-T3. As far as like camera specifics, I don't think it matters too much about what camera you get, as long as you know like what you're trying to go for. You do your research on like what parts of the camera actually you need. Because a lot of it comes down to the situations you set up, like your lighting and your sound and like things that aren't that expensive. You said he's about to get a gimbal like that.
I would say like I got a Canon G7X Mark II that takes really nice video, but you can't switch out the lens and you can't
And the low
incorporate
light's a little
any
better,
audio. Yeah, well those get better and better. But the big thing is like
external audio.
being,
You know, plug a mic
audio
into it.
and lens. So I think you have to go
100%.
with some kind of
Here, I'm
DSLR.
right back here. So yeah, you can. There's a lot of like affordable options. Really, it comes down to like research, knowing exactly like what you want. You don't have to know all the specs that you need, all the stuff. You don't want to get sold something that you're probably not going to use. Like nobody really needs 4K until we're walking around with 4K like screens everywhere, and even then it's like overkill. So yeah, as far as like what I can do with this, the things I really like about this camera specifically, it shoots good slow-mo, which is super helpful with snakes because somebody mentioned that snakes move a lot, which is very true. So when you're filming them, if you're pointing a camera at a snake and you get slow-mo, that's like 5 times the footage per second. So you're getting like 1 second of footage is equal to 5 seconds. So you can do some basic math and you end up with like plenty of usable footage, even if the snake is like only in the frame for a couple seconds.
We do that with a lot of the morph and locality
to show the
spotlights.
details and stuff like that.
Yeah, we go back and get our B-roll in slow-mo. Someone wants to know if there's a snake hook attachment for that gimbal.
I mean, bro, you could probably screw something into the bottom here. Generally, I don't get close enough to the snakes if they're in a situation where...
This is good enough. Just use
That's
that.
true. I mean...
True story. I was at Joel's house last night. We were doing a live stream and someone wanted him to pull one of his retics out.
Yeah.
So I had to pull it out and the snake's like, you got food for me? You know, the way they do. And I always just kind of like look for the closest thing around, just like this, and like pet him on the
Paper
head.
towels or
Yeah,
something,
whatever.
yeah.
And be like, hey, buddy, it's okay. You know, just to pet him with something that doesn't have a warm-blooded heat signature. Let him know that I'm coming.
Mm.
And so I reached up on top of the cage. I grabbed something. I pet him, and I was like, oh, that's a Smith & Wesson. Got like, I think it was like a 9mm.
That's
something
like when,
sitting up
that's like
on
one
top
of
of
those.
the cage. I was
That's
like,
one of those
"Oops."
like bad guy moves where he's kind of like messing around, just like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, welcome to Phoenix.
but hey, whatever works as a snake hook, whatever doesn't give up a heat signature.
Yeah.
I guess you're
As
in the
long
goal.
as you haven't been shooting it recently, it's probably
this
fine.
This is true. This is true.
Why are the lights off? I can only find.
He's replying to Elliot Perez said, I think it would be nice if people use their
Mainland,
rodents
so
to
much
generate power with their
Oh.
exercise wheels.
Oh, there you go.
You might be having to run a pretty large operation.
Producer
for
said
that.
frozen thawed would not produce a lot of
Just
energy.
for those TCF cards.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
I'm
true.
not rich enough to be able to afford CFast cards yet. Drew James. But yeah, so I storage the SD cards you stream directly to hard
God
drive.
bless you.
Okay, so I'm not. Yeah, when I'm recording stuff, it all goes into an SD card. If you're asking like specifically, if you can record to a solid state or something, I think you can. There's definitely that kind of has to do with specifically what camera you have. But yeah, that's definitely an option if that works better for you. Recording to a hard drive. But yeah, you can get some pretty fat SD cards. They make them up to like 2 terabytes now. If you're shooting more than 2 terabytes in one sitting, then I have some good questions about what you're shooting. So yeah, that's generally what I do.
Oh, what are we going to be filming this week? What episodes should we do? Thomas is here for a little over a week. Well, about a week now. So what do we need to do?
Well, we're filming. We're gonna do a channel trailer. That's a little thing.
Channel trailer. That'll be fun.
We just finished filming Rob's his little shop. So that's a fun video.
Yeah, you guys can get a tour of Rob's place.
Yep,
So.
you can kind of. We did a little mini interview, and so you can kind of get more of Rob's personality if the whole experience earlier wasn't enough for you. What
We had
videos
all
are we
the
doing? We're shooting
snow
something with
stuff out earlier.
yeah,
We did
the
I think
snow
that.
chino versus the snow.
We did
Oh,
the
really?
snow, the snow chino golden child, and the snow golden child.
And we're comparing like the Anery Karompa to the Anery Madu,
Okay.
and the Madu and the Karompa. We're shooting a bunch of that stuff today.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to do a little thing on, like I
I
said,
don't know what ideas do you
silver
have.
face, gold face. Well, we need to do a Madu locality spotlight. We
Yeah.
can finally do that because we have baby Madus.
Mhm.
What else you guys want to see? What kind of episodes do you guys want to know about? What should we?
Yeah, shoot them in the chat.
Should
We'll
we-
read them.
What should we?
Lucas B says, "How's Clutch 6 coming along?"
Clutch 6. Oh, they're hatching. They look good. Give me a little bit. Maybe next week we can show those ones off.
Which one is that
like
one?
These other ones. It's the. I think he's talking about the high percentage ones. I don't have all my clutch numbers memorized yet.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was a 62.5% Platy Motley Tiger, head Anery Pos head albino to a 75% Travis Kupis line platinum.
Yeah, that actually made a little flyby noise as it went over my head.
Well, you heard Travis Kupis, you know that. It's funny. Thomas lives in the same town as Travis Kupis. So,
Yeah, that is wild because like I knew him when I was like in middle school. I didn't know him like on a crazy personal level, but yeah, Aaron used to work for him. I went and toured his place one time, completely oblivious to like the fact that he's done some pretty gnarly things with the Kalatoa line. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I see him every once in a while. Say what up.
Nathan Katz wants to talk about male combativeness during breeding season would be fun. I'm not gonna let my males combat. Just males killing each other.
Gladiator. We can put some like gladiator cheers going on.
Roman style? No, I don't think so.
See, that would be something that'd be fun for me, but ultimately it would be a bad look.
It would be fun for. No, I don't think you understand what they do to each other.
Oh,
They just basically try to cut each other.
Maybe
in
my
half.
ignorance is showing again.
Yeah. No, I think probably what he's talking about, what we get more questions about is like, do males' behavior towards their
gotcha.
keepers change seasonally?
Mm,
You know, so that might
That'd
be
be
it. Yeah.
pretty interesting.
It would be kind of hard to
We'd have to talk, like explain a lot.
actually show. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be pretty difficult to visually depict. But yeah,
With the keeper, not animal to animal.
yeah.
Okay.
See, yeah, that's what I figured you were saying. But Yeah, I don't know. I think it's that's a funny one to do because if you say, oh, it's not that bad, then people will not respect it and they'll get themselves in
You
trouble.
want to kind of dance around topics that people will be
Yeah.
confused about.
Like they get a really bad reputation, and it's mostly based on like a few horrific events that have happened in keeping or whatever. But it's not a bad thing to keep those things in perspective when you're dealing with it. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like if you're around a wild animal and people think it's
Like
always
having a
trying to
healthy
kill them.
respect
You're
for
like,
the situation.
no, they're not always trying to kill you.
Yeah.
But you know, could they do damage? Yeah.
I think
That
the
would be a
one
good
thing
one,
that
Nathan.
encourages
I'll
that
have to
is
see if I can figure out how to make an episode out of that.
yeah,
now.
definitely.
So.
I mean, it's more people experience situations where they're like afraid of something and they don't actually experience it. So then most people in their mind are like, oh, like sharks
Super
are
chat.
dangerous or whatever. Oh,
That's
it's
pretty
your
good.
turn, man.
What?
Show me your
I
emails.
just flew in out of
Write me in.
off the thing. Come on, you're all fresh.
Filming all day, slaving away.
I have never seen you
Super
super
chat.
chat dance.
I just do what you do,
wow,
man. It's pretty
you're
pathetic.
You're as white as I am.
I mean, I wouldn't want to actually try and dance because then
He wants to
people
see
would.
the email.
Amels.
I can
I only have one amel.
Well, go get it. He said right now.
I think he's talking about
Wanna go in
the
there?
maternal incubation clutch.
Want me to bring it in?
See how that's
You.
going?
You're the camera guy.
There's the normal camera guy. Say hi, Jess.
Did you call me that?
All right, where are we going?
Well, we have. This is our Super Dwarf amel, the one and only. I just have him because he's like super old school bloodline. So this is from one of the original Baldago amels, bred to a Super Dwarf female to make the hets, and then they were put back together to make the first Super Dwarf amels. So almost all the bloodlines in the U.S. are from.
Oh, here, do you want to pull it out again so I can show it more? I was actually pointing it at you most of it.
Oh, come here, buddy. There he is. Come here, dude. He's cool.
I like his eyes.
Yeah, he's showing about the upper levels of male combativeness right now during breeding season. So, but that's him. Yeah, it's all about the eyes with the amels. Like, they're like, almost looks like you can see through their head. It'd be kind of neat to get something with black eyes, like an anthrax in there or something. But to do a whole breeding for eye color is a little crazy. Although I kind of want to do it for antering cows and just see what a silver eye, blue eye would look like. There. So that whatever other amels we have are in that little pile. And they're due the end of this month. So this is our first ever maternal incubation. I need to get an update here. See if you can stick the camera in there. You guys will probably be able to get a better look at this than I can. So we have, she's, we woke her up. Sorry, honey. Can you see up over top of these coils right here, Thomas? There's a couple eggs up here
Let me take this
that
mic
have
thing
gone
off.
bad. Come on. We need to get like a professional cameraman in
I
here or
know.
something.
We're hiring a bunch of amateurs around here.
I'm kidding. All right. Someone asked if this was your first film job, or how did you get? Did you answer that one?
Animal.
Can
yeah,
you see
they
that egg right
asked
there?
about the animal jobs, and I told them it was my first animal-related one.
This is her tail, and then right here, I'm pointing at it. You can just see the top. There's actually an egg that's going bad. You see that?
You can see it, yeah.
Which is too bad, but there's still good-looking ones underneath there. So it's kind of fun because you can't monitor it, you know? So like if we had these babies in an artificial incubation situation, we could candle the eggs. Like those of you guys that saw the Mochino clutch that went bad, we candled all those eggs. We knew that they probably weren't going to do well because they didn't have good veins. You know, they just didn't have good embryos in them. So we never expected very much out of them. But with these amels, you can't, you just don't know. So it's kind of fun. I think a lot of times people think like with maternal incubation, you can somehow do something different or save them or whatever. But if the truth of the matter is, if the mom is doing a good job,
Thanks, a little tilted.
they're very good at what they do. So
No, that's fine.
it's not as much about eggs going bad as eggs being bad, you know. So, but yeah. Well, Anyway,
You're out
Well,
of
we're
time.
right at 63 minutes.
time's up.
You're late.
I'm late.
You're late.
Somebody's got to yell the clock at me.
I guess.
I'm
Yeah,
early.
you left her watch it, I think, too.
I did.
Okay, say bye.
Hey, thank you guys for watching this. This was fun. Definitely a different experience because I'm used to being on that side of the camera. But yeah, it was definitely cool to see your guys' questions and hopefully give you guys just a little bit more like insight into what it takes to make our videos at least.
Hopefully you guys like that. If you want to, like, different members of the team to join us on these live feeds or whatever, let us know. And for those of you guys that are wondering about how to ask questions for us to answer, go on our YouTube, like on our channel, the community page. You can set the notifications, and then you'll see little posts come up, and you can ask the questions for the next week's live. So if you have questions right now we didn't answer, just jump on tomorrow. That post will be up, and you can ask your question there. We'll be good to go. See you later. We'll catch
Have
you
a good
guys,
night, guys.
if you're on Patreon. We'll catch you over there next.